Hello everyone, this is the Biz and you're back with another video, and we're going to be doing something a little bit different today, which is looking at the Pokemon that have been leaked in Pokemon Unite, specifically looking at the movesets of Pokemon that have been leaked in Pokemon Unite. To clarify a few things, these Pokemon were actually announced officially at the World Championship Series, but they were leaked a little bit before that. So I put a poll on the channel asking if people wanted me to discuss it before Worlds or after. Most people said after because they didn't want to be spoiled, because I don't do leak stuff on this channel. So if you like it, let me know. If you don't like it, let me know. I don't need to cover leaks in the future. I just mainly wanted to cover this because Darkrai, one of my favorite Pokemon of all time, is coming to Pokemon Unite, so thought I would capture my reaction and my excitement to that, and also share my perspective and how I break down certain moves, how I do theory crafting when certain Pokemon are announced, when moves are announced, and share my perspective on that. So if people like this, please let me know, and on with the videos. Psyduck is apparently coming to Pokemon Unite. I just saw the title, the thumbnail. My goodness, I was not expecting this, but Psyduck's apparently coming to Pokemon Unite. Did not expect this. I guess it's not Golduck, but yeah, Psyduck is coming to Unite. I'm gonna be just sharing my opinion on certain things that are here. I'm gonna be watching this. Please watch Phil Yumis's video. We would not be able to do this if it wasn't for him and his contacts that he has, so big shout out to Phil Yumis for releasing this. We're gonna be just sharing my opinion on this. I haven't watched this video. I don't know anything about it other than Psyduck is apparently coming and it's a supporter, it looks like. So that's pretty cool. This came out like an hour ago, so I'm super excited. When the Pokemon is damaged by an opposing Pokemon, its movement speed is increased for a short time. This effect goes on cooldown after it's triggered. When this Pokemon or nearby ally takes damage, the headache gauge increases. Headache gauge, okay. When the headache gauge is full, a mysterious power is triggered, shoving nearby opposing Pokemon. So it's a built-in passive that shoves opposing Pokemon. Interesting. While its active moves are boosted and their cooldowns are reduced. This sounds kind of crazy. This is like Wigglytuff's Cute Charm, but it's a thing that shoves opposing Pokemon. How much does it shove them? I'm guessing it just shoves them away from Psyduck also. How long is the shove? Like how long is that stun duration? And moves are boosted and cooldowns are reduced. This is just like a better version of Cute Charm for... Okay. Okay, cool. That is interesting, but seems a bit strong. But we'll have to see how it is in the actual game, of course. And that goes to say with all of these types of things. Confusion. Okay, Confusion. This is move 1. So has the user release weak telekinetic force towards the opposing Pokemon, dealing damage and leaving them unable to act. So it's a stun. Wait, so it's like Mime Confusion? Well, and it's move 1, okay. While the mysterious power is active, what the heck? While the mysterious power is active, damage dealt to opposing Pokemon is increased. Interesting. So this mysterious power is going to be a recurring theme throughout all the moves, I'm guessing. Even for its basic moves. Very, very cool. Okay. Seems like a pretty standard move 1. 5-second cooldown, 4.75 seconds, so around 5-second cooldown. That's cool. Tail Whip is its other move, 6.65 seconds, okay, a bit longer. As user wag its tail, dealing damage. Okay, it deals damage. Usually in mainline games it doesn't, but sure. Applies a slowing effect, okay, and decreases special defense. Man, okay, we're just doing everything here. While the mysterious power is active, opposing special defense is decreased by a greater amount. Okay, cool. So this is going to be an early game thing. We'll have to see if it makes a big impact, but guessing it won't be too crazy. But yeah, Tail Whip, cool. Another basic move that it'll have. And then... Ooh, look at this. Confusion upgrades into Bubble Beam or Surf. Bubble Beam, they 4.2 and 7-second cooldown versus Surf almost double. It's not almost double, but 7.6 second cooldown, so pretty sizable difference in cooldowns here. Bubble Beam has the user forcefully eject a spray of bubbles, dealing damage to opposing Pokemon it hits and attaching 3 bubbles. When ally Pokemon deal damage to opposing Pokemon that have bubbles attached, a bubble bursts, dealing damage and applying a slowing effect, it looks like. Yeah, slowing effect. While the mysterious power is active, the damage dealt when the bubbles burst is increased. Interesting. So, ally Pokemon deal damage. Wow, it bursts and they'll do more damage. So, like you put a marker on the opponent and it causes them to take more damage, basically. And it also causes a slowing effect, too. That's not bad for 4.27 second cooldown. Upgrade leaves opposing Pokemon unable to act when... Wait, what? Unable to act? No, let me see. When all the bubbles attached to it have burst? Okay, that's kind of crazy. Look at this range too. What the heck? This range is kind of crazy. That is a pretty dang decent range for a move. Ooh, that's scary. That's a bit scary, especially that level 11 upgrade. causing them to not be able to move. We'll have to see how long that lasts, because that sounds kind of mean for level 11 and 4.27 second cooldown. Like, can you just fire that on repeat on them? That seems a bit that seems a bit mean. So lots of CC in this kit so far. Also, it doesn't seem like there's healing so far, right? Because Bubble Beam and the other move was Surf, I think, right? Surf, yeah. As the user create a wave in the designated direction, dealing damage and applying a slowing effect to opposing Pokemon it hits. If opposing Pokemon hit by this move already have a slowing effect applied, they are shoved. If opposing Pokemon hit by already have a slowing... Whoa, wait a second. This could be like... Does this mean any slowing effect? Because, you know, Charizard's like... What is it called? Fire Blast? I think Fire Blast causes slowing. So if they're hit by Fire Blast and they're hit by Surf, are they shoved? How far is the shove? Is it like Blastoise Surf shoving? Oh my gosh. Or is it just based on Psyduck? It might just be like Psyduck causing a slowing effect, and any Psyduck caused slowing effects causes a shoving thing to happen. I don't know, it doesn't really clarify. We'll have to see in game if it's actually any slowing effect, because that seems incredibly disgusting. Like, that seems really disgusting, especially it depends on how big that shove is. The user can ride the wave for a short time and use basic attacks and moves while moving. Okay, so it can ride the wave, so it's like surfing Pikachu, but it's surfing Psyduck, sure. It can also use basic attacks and moves while moving. How long is the surf? Like, how long are you surfing that you're using moves? Okay. Ally Pokemon who touch the wave have their movement speed increased. Okay, this move is doing a little bit of everything right now. If this move is used again, the user stops in place and creates another wave. This move is just getting crazier. It creates another wave? So does this mean you can create a wave? Is it in the same direction every time, or can you like reposition the wave? Like, is the second wave... what? We'll have to see what this means in the actual game, because can you like reposition with it? Additionally, can you like use your surf and then like eject and then create another surf in another direction with that second surf using that eject button? I don't know. I have no idea. This is just me speculating, but this is very scary. I mean, I guess that's why it's 7.6 second cooldown, but still, this is kind of crazy. While the mysterious power is active, the user will create 2 waves. Okay, it doesn't... What does this mean? I'm guessing 2 waves, just doubling the damage. I'm guessing it's not 2 waves in different directions. I guess it's just 2 waves. So it's just double the damage. Maybe it's double the effects. I don't know if it'll double the movement speed or anything, but they'll create 2 waves. We'll have to see what that actually means in terms of the battle itself. Oh, that wasn't even the upgrade. Yeah, I was like, oh, the upgrade. No, the upgrade is decreases the damage dealt by opposing Pokemon that are hit by this move. Okay, I mean, we'll have to see how much that's changed by. I'm guessing it won't be a huge amount, but who knows? Obviously, we have no idea. Ooh, look at this. Looks like the other surfs actually, like Slowbro Surf, I guess, but maybe a bit more range, maybe a bit less. Also, look at him flying here. What the heck? That's fun. Tail Whip becomes Psychic or Disable. Wait, so there's no healing, I don't think, because I doubt these will cause healing, but Psychic, okay. Has the user release a strong telekinetic force in the designated area, dealing damage to opposing Pokemon it hits and leaving them unable to act. Okay, so it's a stun, I guess. User continues to release a telekinetic force at the opposing Pokemon that took damage closest to the center of the area of effect. If this move is used again, the user pulls the opposing Pokemon, receiving the telekinetic force in the designated direction. It pulls them? What the heck? So, okay, while the mysterious power is active, the user leaves the opposing Pokemon unable to act after pulling them. Jeez, this is mysterious power thing is gonna be crazy. If you can figure out how to time your moves and like have that sync with this mysterious power thing, it's gonna be kind of mean. Gonna be kind of crazy. That's what the Psyduck mains are gonna be learning, I guess, but how does this thing work? If the move is used again, the user pulls the opposing Pokemon in the designated direction. The way I'm reading that, it makes me think of Syndrome from The Incredibles. But it also does damage, but you can like move them. I'm guessing you can't move them that far. Or I guess you can see the picture here. The upgrade decreases special defense of opposing Pokemon hit by the telekinetic force. So special defense decreasing thing again. That's cool, I guess. And yeah, I guess this is another like fairly big range move here. This is a supporter, right? Supporters usually have a small area of effect, or like area where their moves hit, but this is kind of very far. All the moves so far have been pretty far reaching, and I guess you can move it. I don't know if this is like the max distance you can move it in either direction, or can you move it like we'll have to see how far you can displace them, but it looks like that's what you're able to do. It's, yeah, like I said, it kind of makes me think of Syndrome, because you're like holding them in place and you're moving them. The other move was Disable, I believe, which is interesting. We don't have Disable in the game. We have Psychic, we have lots of these other moves like Surf, Psychic, and stuff, but Disable's the first time seeing this in the game. Both of these over 7 seconds for cooldown, by the way. But yes, Disable has the user release electricity that limits the designated opposing Pokemon's moves while dealing damage and leaving them unable to act. It limits them? Okay, and it deals damage, and it stuns them. Okay, just everything again. Electricity, what? The electricity. Okay, Psyduck is using electricity because it's yellow, I guess, but okay, the electricity spreads to nearby Pokemon 5 times. What does this mean? The electricity can only spread to the same Pokemon up to 2 times. Alright. Opposing Pokemon hit by the electricity will have the cooldown of their last used move increased. Oh my goodness. How much is it increased by? Because that is extremely spicy. Okay. If an opposing Pokemon has no move on cooldown, the cooldown of the next move it uses will be increased. Okay. I'm almost certain this is not going to apply to Unite moves, because that would be kinda crazy. So, yeah, it wouldn't be Unite moves, but all other moves. Interesting. When an effect to increase a move's cooldown is applied, a slowing effect is also applied. Okay. Okay, let's just slow them down too, sure. While the mysterious power is active, the number of times the electricity spreads will increase. Okay, electricity spreads. So how many... Wait, this... Oh my goodness, wait a second. I was thinking this is going to affect one Pokemon, but this spreads to nearby Pokemon 5 times. Can this spread to the entire opposing team if they're right next to each other? Also, what is the range of this electricity spreading? Like, what does nearby Pokemon mean? We'll have to see what that means in-game, of course, but... This can spread 5 times, so can this spread to the entire opposing team? And then, when the mysterious power is active, the number of times it spreads will increase, so you can have it hit multiple Pokemon, multiple times? Okay. This is crazy, because I'm immediately thinking of like Hyperspace Hole Hoopa, which Hyperspace Hole has like a decent cooldown. It's a fairly long cooldown, I believe. And then if you, let's say it doubles it, it's not going to double the cooldown, but I mean... If it increases the cooldown at all, it's going to be tough for Hoopa to potentially, you know, people complain like Hoopa's able to heal the entire team to full and then they're able to come back. But they won't be able to necessarily heal their team back to full like as quickly as possible, because they'll be unable to port them back and forth as fast as they used to. And I'm sure this is applied to many other moves. It does worry me though, because it makes me think about Pokemon like Lucario who have cooldown resets, like E-Speed Lucario specifically. Like if you're resetting your cooldown and it's like you're instantly resetting it, will this move potentially mess with that? I worry a bit that I feel like this might cause some bugs. Like E-Speed Lucario, let's say the cooldown when you get the reset is like 0.1 seconds, and then let's say Psyduck or Disable increases it by 2 or something, so 0.1 times 2 is going to be 0.2. It's barely noticeable. Or will it completely mess up moves that have instant resets? I don't know. Hopefully the devs have thought about that, and hopefully they hopefully this doesn't break the game, because I feel like that's definitely a bug that is potentially possible to happen. But hopefully that's not something that happens, obviously. But this sounds terrifying because it spreads to nearby Pokemon 5 times, and then that's the entire team, right? Unless, I mean, it's probably including like wild Pokemon too, I guess, when it says 5 times, or yeah, I don't know. This is gonna be interesting to see how this works, and if it does affect like wild Pokemon at all. I don't know if it would, you know, like Regieleki, if it does like less damage if it attacks slower or something. That's something interesting that could be possible, but we'll have to see, of course. What was the plus move? Increases duration the opposing Pokemon are left unable to act. When was that a thing? Wait, what? It's unable to act? It stuns them too? Leaves them unable... It deals damage, leaves them unable to act. Okay, I completely missed that it stuns them. So it stuns them, it slows down their ability to use moves. And it can potentially hit the entire opposing team if I'm reading this correctly. I might not be, but okay, this sounds incredibly disgusting. And I'm kind of scared. Let's also see what the picture looks like again. Okay, so it shows Psyduck here, and it's hitting Lucario, and it's showing Slowbro. That's not Slowbro, Snorlax here. So I'm guessing maybe that's the max distance they can be. I don't know. Like, and does it account the Snorlax's distance to the next Pokemon, or do they all have to be like within that distance from Lucario? Like, is it a circle like this big around Lucario, or is it like each Pokemon that it spreads to, it just keeps on spreading? Because that sounds terrifying. We have no idea, but I guess we'll have to see. Unite move, full power, Psy-ai-ai. By the way, Psy-ai-ai. That's actually so fun. Psy-ai-ai. Okay, that's great. That Unite move is a fairly long cooldown. Not too long, but like, what was that? Okay, hello? 134 seconds. So yeah, a little over 2 minutes for this Unite move, which is kind of standard. Maybe a little bit longer than some, but unlocks at level 9. This is a huge range for the Unite move, by the way. What the heck is going on here? What is happening? Is this the biggest range Unite move? Or the biggest range move? Okay, let's read this. As these are released, 3 mysterious psychic waves around itself, decreasing the damage dealt by opposing Pokemon it hits. Okay, after using this move, the user's headache gauge greatly increases as a consequence of unleashing its full power. Love that lore. Love that lore accurate parts there. Okay. Hey, or has the user released 3 mysterious psychic waves? So, there was another move that decreased damage dealt from opposing Pokemon. I'm guessing that one won't decrease things by too much, but I'm guessing this one will, because this is a Unite move, right? So it'll probably have a fairly big effect in terms of decreasing damage dealt. Also, it's 3 mysterious psychic waves. Like, is this like waves that emanates from itself? Like, does each wave cause a reduction in damage dealt? Can you avoid, like, if you get hit by one wave but you avoid the other 2 somehow, even though this is such a big area? Or are you just hurt by one stage? We don't know, obviously, but that's maybe something. Is it just instantly cast around itself that the 3 waves hit everyone? How fast or how long does this last? I don't know. I feel like this actually will decrease the damage dealt a decent amount. Also, there's no healing at all in the supporter, so it's kind of like Wigglytuff in the sense that it's a disruptor style supporter, but maybe a stronger version, because Wigglytuff is good in its own way, and Wiggly's Unite is absolutely incredible with Cyril Edge being what it is right now. But this is a scary Pokemon. I can see this being a monster in, what is it called, in competitive. So we'll have to see, but this was a treat. Oh my gosh, it's actually happening. Darkrai is apparently coming to Pokemon Unite. I am so freaking excited. For those who don't know, Darkrai is like in my top 3 Pokemon of all time for sure. It is, oh my gosh, maybe one of my favorites, maybe my favorite on a certain type of day, but right now, I can't believe this is happening. Darkrai, one of my favorites to come into the game. I've never bought a Pokemon for gems. Might have to do it for Darkrai, but we'll see. I'm so excited to see how they incorporate Dark Void, but ooh, this is super exciting. I'm not that good with speedsters. I'm gonna actually main this speedster. Finally, I have a speedster I can love. This was released by El Chico Eevee around like 30 minutes ago or so, and I just saw it. I just like woke up earlier and I just saw this, so I can't wait to see what this has. But yes, first of all, speedster Darkrai. You can see the stats here. Pretty interesting. It's a special attacker, and yeah, let's just get in. I'm so excited. Bad Dreams as its ability, of course. So in mainline games, that does damage when opponents are asleep. So let's see, the Pokemon deals damage over time to nearby sleep opposing Pokemon. The damage dealt by this ability will not wake the opposing Pokemon. Makes sense. Opposing Pokemon affected will take increased damage from the next attack. Cool. And I wonder if, wait, opposing Pokemon affected will take increased damage from the next attack. Okay, so it deals damage over time and they'll take increased damage from Darkrai in the next attack, I'm guessing. Yeah, I guess that's how it's worded. Interesting. And is it like all nearby opposing Pokemon who are asleep? We don't know for sure yet, but I would think so. And damage dealt will not wake them up. Okay. We don't know how much damage it will be doing. Also, does this include like all Pokemon that are put to sleep, like Wigglytuff too? I have no idea, but If it includes Wigglytuff, then that's like kinda crazy. And I'm super down for that if that's the case. Would make sleep teams a thing. That could be a meta, the sleep meta. Oh gosh, oh no. What have they done? Okay, basic attack. Basic attacks made against sleeping opposing Pokemon will become boosted attacks with increased range. Increased range, okay. A range speedster. Okay. Okay. Boosted attacks deal damage to opposing Pokemon with an attack from a void and restore user's HP. I like this. Seems kind of scary. We'll have to see how much HP it is, of course. Can I go to the next one? Okay. Levels 1 through 3. So Hypnosis and Calm Mind. That is... Your level 1 move is Calm Mind. What the heck? Okay. Hypnosis and Calm Mind. Hypnosis has the user employ hypnotic suggestion in the designated direction. What in the... Poetic writing. Dealing damage to opposing Pokemon it hits and making them fall asleep after a short time. So it deals damage too. Hypnosis does damage too. Okay. Probably not much damage if they want to make it like the mainline games. It's a nice looking... I can zoom in. Cool. Nice looking animation here. The Darkrai is in the game. It's gonna be in the game at least. Calm Mind. As user quietly focuses its mind, increases its special attack, special defense, and movement speed for a short time. This will be good for stacking. Yeah, this is actually pretty dang nice for stacking. It's a 9-second cooldown, by the way. For a level 1 through 3 move, is that the longest cooldown for an early game move? That is kind of crazy. 9 seconds. But I mean, it does all these things, so it makes sense, I guess. Dark Void is a move. I just saw this. What? Dark Void being a move at level 6. It's not its Unite move. Okay. That is interesting. What the heck is its Unite move going to be? Oh my gosh, I'm excited. Has the user Fireballs of Darkness. I was thinking Fireballs, but no. Fireballs of Darkness at opposing Pokemon in the area of effect, dealing damage and marking them. When the user deals damage to marked opposing Pokemon, the marks are removed and the opposing Pokemon falls asleep. Ooh. Interesting. So, it doesn't instantly put them to sleep, it just marks them, and then after they're marked, you do damage to them, and then they're put to sleep. Interesting. So, okay. And how many at opposing Pokemon in the area of effect? So we'll have to see how big this area of effect is. Can it hit like an entire opposing team? That would be insane. I don't think so. Is there a maximum number of opponents it can hit at once? We'll have to see. Because I'm thinking like in VGC. In VGC it can hit like both opposing Pokemon, but that's because there's a max of 2 Pokemon on the field. I'm guessing it can hit like as many people as possible, but we'll have to see how big that area of effect is, of course. Upgrade level 11 applies a slowing effect when applying a mark to an opposing Pokemon. Dang, okay. So I guess your best bet is to try and escape before getting hit by that secondary attack that puts you to sleep, or to try and cleanse that effect, because if you can cleanse it like full heal or Wigglytuff Unite or, you know, what is it, Blissey's, what is it, Safeguard, I think. If you're able to remove it, then I guess you're probably fine from this full combo that comes through, which would be Dark Void, plus put them to sleep, plus Bad Dreams damage, plus potential your other move that Darkrai has doing damage when they're asleep. I'm guessing that's going to be the case. We'll have to see. Shadow Claw. Look at this move. Look at the range for this move, by the way. This is a speedster. Do any speedsters have this kind of range? I mean, Gengar's Shadow Ball goes like maybe to here, but this is insane range for a speedster. 9-second cooldown for this, also 4.5 for Dark Void is crazy. But yeah, 9-second for Shadow Claw. Has user slash in the designated direction with sharp claws made from the shadows. Made from the shadows, dealing damage and marking opposing Pokemon it hits. When the user deals damage to mark the opposing Pokemon, the markers are removed and the opposing Pokemon falls asleep. What? When the user deals damage, the markers are removed and the Pokemon falls asleep. So this puts Pokemon to sleep too? Okay, so its entire kit puts opposing Pokemon to sleep. Oh my gosh, okay. We'll have to see this damage, because this sounds kind of crazy. When the move hits, this move can be used again, and the user deals damage in the designated direction with huge claws. Oh my goodness. And upgrade increases damage dealt. Okay, this move... So this move seems like you have to be... Like you can put multiple... I guess you can put multiple Pokemon to sleep with both of these. This is so weird, because this is a pretty big area, and I feel like based on how this is written, based on the cooldown, this is actually going to be a big amount of damage. So this kind of scares me because you do damage in this area. When the user deals damage to marked opposing Pokemon, so it marks them again, they take damage a second time, the mark is removed, and they're put to sleep. When this move hits, it can be used again. So my question is right now, you hit opponents with this move initially, you mark them. Can you use that move again? Because you can use the move again, and that will do more damage to them. And will using this move cause them to go to sleep as well? Like, can you spam hit it like twice really fast? And if that's the case, then that is... oh gosh, that is scary. That is really scary. We'll have to see. I mean, Dark Void is the signature move, so I personally love it, but this is kind of scary. It seems potentially really strong. Let's see, what else is there? Level 7, so this was level 6. Level 6 and level 7 moves. Wow. Okay. Nasty Plot, 4.5 second cooldown, has the user gain 1 Nasty Plot counter. Okay, while moving in the designated direction. A maximum of 2 Nasty Plot counters can be stored. When the user uses its next basic attack or boosted attack, the user consumes all Nasty Plot counters and deals additional damage based on the number of counters consumed. Upgrade resets this move's cooldown when an opposing Pokemon falls asleep. Ooh. This is... okay, so this on its own is alright. Obviously, we don't know how much damage it's going to be. Like, boosted attack with 2 Nasty Plot counters is probably going to be decent damage, but we don't know for sure. But this upgrade resets this move's cooldown when opposing Pokemon falls asleep. This is really scary, because you combo this with your previous move, now your level 13 is actually decent. I think its level 11 is not that good. I mean, obviously, of course, we'll have to see in game, or level 11, level 7. 7 and 13. Interesting. But yeah, level 7 is not the craziest move. But I think if you do get the 13, this will be very strong. If you don't get the 13, I feel like this is not going to be as strong, for sure. Dark Pulse. 12 second cooldown is kind of wild. Has the user hide in a circle of shadow. Look at this range. Okay, this is a speedster, by the way. Circle of shadow, and creates 6 additional circles of shadow around itself. Oh boy, I have to see this. When the circles of shadow are active, the user can move between them freely. What? When this move is used again, the user appears from the designated circle of shadow and releases a horrible aura imbued with ill intent. Jeez, okay, dealing damage to opposing Pokemon it hits. While the user is hiding in a circle of shadow, can use Shadow Claw to attack with claws from the shadow and deal damage to opposing Pokemon it hits. This is interesting. Okay, upgrade at 13 grants the user a shield when this move hits. Okay, cool. This I don't fully understand. This one I think we'd have to actually see to fully understand. It has user hide in a circle of shadow and create 6 additional circles around itself. User can move between them. So I guess move between them freely makes me think you're invulnerable, like you're not going to be able to be targeted. Also, are you like invisible? Like, I'm thinking like a, what is it, Greninja's smoke screen. I'm wondering if it works like that, or if you're like invulnerable, because it says user can move between them freely. So wording is interesting there. When this move is used again, the user appears from the designated circle of shadow. What does it mean by designated? I guess the one that you choose. So you click it again, you appear in this new area, and it releases damage in that additional circle that you're in at that moment. It deals damage to opposing Pokemon it hits. While the user is hiding in the circle, it can use Shadow Claw to attack and deal damage to opposing Pokemon. So this move combines with Shadow Claw well. 9 second cooldown and 12 second cooldown. It's a long cooldown for this moveset. But it seems pretty good. Like, it can work well together. We are gonna have to see how this works and see the damage for Dark Pulse. This is interesting. This is a very interesting set of moves here. Also, another interesting thing, they've paired Dark Void. I mean, obviously you don't have to pair them together, but Dark Void and Nasty Plot are kind of together. And in the mainline games, neither of those moves do damage, which is very interesting. Dark Void just puts them to sleep, and Nasty Plot just gives you a boost to special attack in mainline games. But yeah, interesting they put those together. Let's see, where's its Unite? Unite move, Worst Nightmare. Okay. Not the fanciest name, but you know, Darkrai doesn't need to be fancy, it just needs to be cool. Has the user send the designated opposing Pokemon into a nightmare. Okay. The user then suddenly appears in the nightmare. Oh my gosh, okay, we're getting just lore dumps here. When the user deals damage to the opposing Pokemon inside the nightmare, damage is also dealt to that same opposing Pokemon outside of the nightmare. When this move is used, all of the user's move cooldowns are reset. Ooh. That part is interesting. So, okay, right now, this isn't like the coolest thing. We'll have to, like, this sounds cool in terms of like lore. In terms of the game, it's like a single target unite move, it looks like. And when it's used, all of the user's move cooldowns are reset. That is incredibly interesting because we just talked about how the other moves on Darkrai, like some of the other moves at least, Dark Pulse and what was it, Shadow Claw, 9-second, 12-second cooldown. You can use that, use both of those moves, then use your Unite move. Those two moves are back immediately. Hit them with the two Shadow Claw, Dark Pulse again. That's probably insta-killing quite a few people because Shadow Claw has a pretty big area of effect. That is a scary combo. That is a really scary combo, actually. Yeah, this looks like a single target Unite move, basically. We'll have to see. I'm curious about what this looks like. Like, does it actually look like they're put into a nightmare? Does the screen just go dark for you? Suddenly your screen's black, you're in a horror game, middle of the Rayquaza fight? We'll have to see. I feel like this isn't going to be the coolest looking Unite move, but still, this part here is terrifying. I think that's everything for leaks. Let's check here real quick. Just went to refresh the page, but yes, Darkrai is coming to Pokemon Unite. I can't believe it. I actually can't believe it. I'm so excited. I don't know if I'll buy it with gems. It is tempting though. I'm wondering if Darkrai will be free, by the way. Mainly because I think every other mythical has been free so far. I could be wrong, but Zeraora had an event, Hoopa had an event, I think Mew also had an event. Unless I'm missing a mythical Pokemon, I think every mythical has been free so far, so fingers crossed Darkrai will be too, even though we just got Ho-Oh, so maybe not, which is heartbreaking, but yeah, might have to spend gems, Oh, I don't want to, I've never done it before, but oh my gosh, Darkrai's coming to the game. I'm so excited, hope you're excited too. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will be there in the next video. Cheers.